Hello, my excellent people. 5 reasons in this video, which I have to make, why Egyptology is not a science, it's a cult with better marketing. 5 reasons why archaeology is absolutely bloody bonkers and is not fitting what we're seeing on the ground in ancient legend, in ancient history, and with new discoveries. So let's get started. Everything in Egypt always has to be built by the people living there today. That is, the current Egyptian population. So they say the pyramids, even though they're 5,000 years ago, they have to be built by the current Egyptian population, or it's called cultural appropriation. This is bloody bonkers. No one knows who was living in Egypt 5,000 years ago. They don't even speak the same language. If you ask the Coptic people, they're going to say we, the 10% living in Egypt, are the actual Egyptians. The rest are somebody else. We don't really know who they are. That is bonkers. It's also bonkers when you consider that pyramids were built worldwide, especially in equatorial zones, indicating even a recycling from pre-Ice Age building blocks, because the pre-Ice Age civilization in the Pleistocene would have had to have survived on the equator if they were very high-tech megalithic. So wherever you see the pyramids today, India especially, Egypt, Mexico, guess what? They're all equatorial and they're all rebuilding with cut up much bigger blocks. Now, these Egyptologists, they see these pyramids in China as well. Are they going to say, oh, it looks like we the modern Egyptians must have built those ones in Mexico too, the ones in China? It doesn't make any sense. Same culture, worldwide culture, shared language in ancient times. That's point number 1. 2, now the good old-fashioned copper tools and ramps fairy tale. The claim the Egyptians built the Great Pyramid of copper chisels, wooden sleds and dirt ramps. This is absolutely bloody bonkers. We know these things were not really available to Khufu in the Old Kingdom. It was a savanna around the pyramids, not a forest, and quickly turning into a desert by the Middle and New Kingdoms. In other words, we're talking about 2.3 million blocks, some weighing 80 plus tons. Check the video I made a few days ago. Khufu did not build the Great Pyramid. It's already got 4,000 views, which is excellent. Getting back to some of the old numbers we used to get on YouTube, but it's much harder now, much more channels, much more competition. It's you really got to be on your game for that. But that is an excellent theory deduced with AI and some of the theories I'm talking about. Khufu did some work, yes, but he didn't do all of it, and it's absolutely bonkers to think that he did. I don't like gaslighting. You think I like gaslighting? But I'm calling it what it is. If they're bonkers, right? Next. They push the linear progress delusion. All of archaeology is a cult that you only have linear upward progress of mankind. This is not found in the ancient literature, in the ancient legends. What the ancient legends say is this. They say this. There was a Stone Age, a Bronze Age, an Iron Age, advanced man, and then the flood happened. And then it started again, and we're somewhere here. That's what every ancient legend worldwide says. It doesn't talk about linear progress. Every ancient legend says that, oh, there used to be very advanced people, but it was interrupted by a cataclysm, a flood, or whatever, a fire, whatever. Linear progress is a delusion which ignores the fact the common ancestor of humanity with monkeys did not live 6,000 years ago. In fact, he is so deep in the past, millions and millions and millions of years, that guess what? He hasn't been found yet. There is no missing link. He's too far back. We must have a very long history. But the earth is a digestion engine. Everything we built, literally everything is going to be churned up, digested, destroyed. They ignore every ancient legend of a fallen golden age. And this is the thing. Nearly every culture say that the gods gave them agriculture. The gods gave them corn. The gods built these buildings. The gods flew in on magic carpets. The gods did this The gods did that. Oh, Hercules, he was half god. What does this mean? We don't have a clue. But it seems to be a reference to the previous human civilization pre-flood. Archaeologists ignore evidence. They ignore archaeological evidence of the Great Flood, which is the Younger Dryas. Within a few decades, waters rose 60, 100 meters, flooding everything. In the Mahabharata, there is a text which says that Arjuna watched the waters of the sea coming in and flooding and submerging a city. This is just incredible. Just incredible. Egyptologists treat the Egyptians like they were having a laugh, like they were joking. The Egyptians themselves wrote the pyramid texts and temple inscriptions talking about gods, star knowledge, and sacred science from the gods. They show a modern man being created on a potter's wheel by two ancient giant men, indicating some type of genetic tampering in the past. Egyptologists treat this like the ancient Egyptians were into fairy tales at an adult level. That's right, adults writing down fairy tales on walls and believing them. So the Egyptologists go and say, cute religious metaphors, bro. But are they actually trying to get down to what they're really trying to say, which is lost civilization? If you don't believe me, check my two previous videos on the Surya Siddhartha satellite telemetry. More to come. Mayan numbers. Holy moly, the whole universe. It is a cosmic database masquerading as a calendar so that it wouldn't be lost. But you can unfold it by combining all the ratios into every ratio around us. I've done chemistry up to xenon. This will be in a future video. Every ratio in the universe you can think of. The age of man, the age of the world over the universe, the age of the galaxy over the universe, distances to everything. It's all in there. It's unbelievable. Guys, thank you for watching. This was 5 reasons why Egyptology is absolute bonkers. And I hope you enjoy. Cheers.